Good morning, my friends. It's Tuesday, April 21st, and today for math, you're going to need a few supplies. So as soon as I tell you what you need, pause your video and go get them. You are going to need a nice dark color crayon. You're going to need one piece of paper that you can draw on both sides. And you're going to need 3 pieces of paper that we're going to fold different ways to make some measuring. And then, my friends, you need to make a measurement kit. So this is going to be a place where you store all the things you're making for measuring. Instead of 3 pieces of paper, if you want, you could use sticky notes, or you could use index cards if you have some of those to draw on. But we're going to use paper that we fold, so we get several items that are the same size pieces of paper. That's the easiest way to do, and we're going to do that together. The next thing you're going to need is 3 objects that you can use to measure with. So I picked Lego, and you see I have a nice little bag of Lego. I picked some blocks. Maybe you have a nice little bag of blocks. I picked some links because I happen to have some links. I have some bingo chips, or you could use some old coins, pennies, or nickels if you have them lying around the house. Popsicle sticks are good. Or if you have these tiny little sticky notes, you can use them to help you measure as well. So you need 3 different measurers today. So I think I'm going to pick the bingo chips that would be similar to your coins. I'm going to pick the Legos. Now when I'm measuring length with Legos, I can't just pick a random assortment of Legos. I have to pick Legos that are all the same. So I'm going to pick the 4-piece Legos. Let me see how many of those I have. Oh, that might not be any more. I see another 4-piece Lego and a 4-piece Lego and a couple more 4-piece Legos. So I'm going to pop them into my bin. So my 3 measurers for today are going to be 4-piece Legos, the ones with the 4 little prongs, some coins or bingo chips, and some little sticky notes that I can tear off as many as I need to measure with. So you're going to choose 3 items around your house that you could measure with. If you don't have these items, that's okay. You just need to pick items that are the same size so that you could use a set of crayons, or you could use a set of pencils. You could use a bag with Cheerios. They're all the same size. Maybe you have some popsicle sticks or some other kinds of blocks that you might want to use to measure with. So I'm just going to put my measuring items aside, and I'm going to ask you to go get 3 things you can measure with. You'll need several of each, and 4 pieces of paper. Pause your video right now while you go collect those things around your house. That's part of your math lesson today to build your math kit. Ask Mom and Dad if you can have a Ziploc bag to keep all your pieces in so that you can use them again and again while we're measuring. And we'll use them for measuring weight and for measuring length and also for measuring area or capacity, how much stuff fits into things. Okay, my friends, you've joined me back, so that means you have your 3 things for measuring. I'm using sticky notes, bingo chips, and Lego blocks. And the first thing we're going to do today is with one of our pieces of paper, you're going to stand on your paper in your sock, and you're going to ask somebody in your house to very carefully trace all the way around your foot. And then we're going to use some of our measuring tools to measure how long is my foot. So let's count with me. If I started with Lego blocks, do you think it's okay if I start measuring here to see how long is my foot? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't think so either. I have to start right at the bottom of my foot, or you could start at the top of your foot and work backwards. So I've got 3 Legos, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I only have 7 Legos with me, so how am I going to figure out how much more? Well, I'm going to just mark where 7 was, and I'm going to continue building with the ones behind. So let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this would be number 8, number 9, number 10. Do you see how I'm making them touch, but I'm trying not to push them? 11, 12, I'm getting a little crooked, 13, 14, looks like my foot is 14 Lego. Go ahead and write that down somewhere on your paper. Now I'm going to take another measuring tool. Remember I had those great sticky notes? They're not the same size as the Lego, so I'm probably going to get a different number when I measure. So I'm going to stick one at the back of my foot, and I'm going to keep going. Maybe I should use different colors while they're all green at the top. I want to match them up but not overlap them, so that's 2. There's number 3. See how I'm matching them up? There's number 4. There's number 5. And here, number 6 is going to be a little bit too long, almost 6. So I'm going to say 6 sticky notes. Can you explain why I had 14 Legos but only 6 sticky notes when I measured my foot? My foot didn't get a different size. When I'm measuring and I use different sized objects to measure, I'm going to get different numbers. More Lego because they're smaller than the sticky notes. Less sticky notes because they're bigger than the Lego. The third measuring tool I was using was going to be coins. I have bingo chips. You maybe have coins at your house. Again, I want to start at the bottom and I want to measure 1, 2, 3. Oh, that one's not touching. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to keep your line straight. 9, 10, almost 11. Am I at the bottom and I'm pretty straight? So I'm going to say my foot is 11 bingo chips. If you're using coins, write down 11 coins. I'm using a dark crayon so I can see my trace and also so I can see my numbers. So then, my friends, your thought today is, why did I get 3 different numbers when I measured my foot? We're using measurement in grade 1 with non-standard units. So my units were either bingo chips, Lego, or sticky notes. Because my units of measurement were different, bingo chips, Lego, or sticky notes, and my units of measurement were different sizes, I get different numbers. If I use a big unit of measurement, like my sticky notes, I only needed 6 of them to be the length of my foot. If I use a small unit of measurement, like my Legos, I need many more. I needed 14. My bingo chips are obviously halfway between the size of a Lego and the size of a bingo chip. Smaller than a sticky note, but bigger than a Lego. Then, my friends, I needed 11 bingo chips to be the length of my foot. Go ahead and take your hand on the paper. It's your turn to trace. You're going to keep your fingers closed so you can measure from your wrist all the way up to the top of your fingers. So I'm just going to put a little line on either side of my wrist here. And I'm going to trace as close as I can, keeping my fingers straight and squished on the paper and pressing close against my hand, which is one reason I'm not using my whiteboard today. And I'm going to join it up here at my wrist. If I drew my arm on, I would have a very different measurement of my hand than if I measure from the wrist. So we're just going to measure from the wrist today, my friends, and here's how we write the word wrist. And I'm going to ask you to take your units of measurement and make your 3 measurements of your hand and write them down on your paper. So for mine, I would need to know how many Lego, how many sticky notes, oops, my S doesn't want to turn, and how many bingo chips. Thanks, my friends. That was a long enough lesson for today, I see in my video. So we're going to use our 3 pieces of paper tomorrow when we look at another form of measurement. Today, go ahead and get your 3 units of measurement, like I had. You'll need several of each so that you don't have to keep making marks where you stop like I had to with the bingo chips. And go ahead and trace your foot and measure it. Trace your hand and measure it. Send me a little photo of how big is your foot. And we'll maybe do a whole class graph to see who had the highest number and why. Who had the lowest number and why. Thanks, my friends. Have a great day.